When the National Security Advisor is telling you, is warning the American public that she is preparing for war, you should probably cue the fire for a second time, because third time's a charm. Because I think war is coming. And if you were to look at any of those books, like The Fourth Turning, you go back in time every 80 years. We go in these cycles. And guess what? We are at the very end of the 80. So we are in the last inning. And then we go into that cool war thing. But then you're like, bravo, how do I take advantage of this? Well, make sure that you have your bars of gold, okay, with Jimmy on the inside. Hey, you get a 2-for deal. So make sure you think about it. I don't know. I can't. Not financial advice. What do I know? Although my calls are pretty darn good, if I would have to say so myself. If Russia accepts gold for oil, I wonder if they would ever do that. I wonder what Vlad's planning. Well, I will show you. The gold price doubles to 3,600. So make sure you have stacks of that. And also, I'll show you today. You know what? Gold and silver follow. This is like kind of follows along with it, which is a good thing if you own it. It is a bad thing if you do not. But that is what Credit Suisse Zoltan Polzar is telling you. And I do just want to check to see if my statement is correct. I fact checked myself. Here's gold and silver. Gold is blue. It says GLD up there. SLV. It's not real. It's just paper. So it's just fake. Actually, when silver pumps, look at that. Look at that pump back in 2010. Oh, and by the way, you want to see another pump? We're almost there. This is currently on the monthly. Also, some of you guys have asked on gold. It is a gigantic cup and handle. I think that's been invalidated. That's like a 10-year. Come on. When do you measure a cup and handle for 10 years? I guess you do. Okay, you got a long waiting game here. But when you cross over on that MACD, when they converge, diverge, we're going up. I think 2023 should be a great year for gold, a great year for silver. So make sure you be a stacking. You see what you could do to buy the real stuff, right? The real stuff is you could trade the fake stuff like this. TSLA is nothing. You just click a button, right? Follow along in my bear market course. Grab the link in the description, which is below my crotch. It's down. I used to say it's above my head. It's not. It's below. Down there for, what am I doing? 70% off all my courses today. It's the New Year's sale. So you can click the short button, which this one is in the course. Look at that. He's so smart. I'm not smart. It's just indicators. You just turn these things on. You're like, okay. I mean, a monkey could do this. And we're almost at price target, which everyone said I was a fracking idiot. Bravo, you never short Tesla, but you take that money, whatever you make $100 trillion. And then you go buy gold and you buy silver and then you sit in your house and you're like, look, I'm rich. But I even said like last week, yesterday, the day before, the month before, when I had it in the course, every day I'm like, short it, keep going. What are you guys at? Down 17%. Hold on. Down 14%. And all the trolls, they're like, you don't know. I mean, it had a stock split. Whatever, Brian. I mean, look at all of that red up there. The market is selling off. The Qs, the SPYs, the everything. But gold's up, silver's up. Oh, hey, dollar's up. TLT's up 2% today. I told you, I think that was that double bottom. Again, I could be wrong, but I put some money on it. And also, my apologies for the squirrel. I don't know. I got excited about gold and silver. And I'm like, wait, we got to talk about war. But when I'm just such a market guy. All right, Xi Jinping is preparing the Chinese people for war. Trump-era National Security Advisor says. And when that face says, yes, I listen. And he is a retired lieutenant general. I was in the military. I was in the Air Force, like Air Force chair. I don't know. One or the other. I did nothing. I just like, hey, hi. He warned that Xi Jinping, I just like saying Xi, is preparing China for war. Yes. And what he says he means. Okay. She's just not like, well, I mean, even Vlad. Right? Everyone's like, no, he's not going to invade. He's not going to. No. When you see all the presidents go up to the border, right? And, you know, they then cross the border. Yeah. And that's the same thing that she's doing. You got warplanes. You got all the things that they do in war, right? It's all going over there. But people are like, no, we're fine. We'll just stick our head right over here in the sand. No, these cycles, this is it. This is the end of the last inning. McMaster said, Xi has been increasingly signaling aggression in his speeches about Taiwan. Yeah, it's been bad. He urged the U.S. to bolster its military presence. So either you're going to spend a little bit now or you're going to spend a hell of a lot later. Which actually our government likes to spend lots of money. So maybe they'll do the later to deter China from making a move against Taiwan. He said he's taking it. Like, what more do you want? But coming in from CBS or whatever, it's just so like they ask these questions. It's almost like dumb here.
What is this buildup in the Pacific?
What is this? What happening here? It means they want to take their spot by their land, right? It's like Cuba. Yeah, right. We have to protect our borders. It's like Russia, right? Vlad, he's like, I don't want you, NATO, not right here, not in my living room.
Michelle Flournoy was just saying she doesn't see military invasion.
Yeah, Michelle's like, no, it's nothing. Okay, thanks, Michelle.
Is the most likely scenario for China to consume
to consume. All right, but let's go over to the guy who knows about war.
Well, I see that it's a grave threat. I think Xi Jinping means what he says, right? I think we have to be careful not to mirror image, not to fall into the same traps we did with Vladimir Putin of confirmation bias and optimism bias. Xi Jinping has made quite clear in his statements that he's going to make, from his perspective, China whole again.
There you go. Making it nice and whole, all together. Kumbaya. And in conclusion,
by subsuming Taiwan. And the preparations are
it's underway. See, it's going. They're doing all that they said that they're going to do. So high probabilities they're going to do it. So China has become increasingly aggressive, not only from a economic and financial and a wolf warrior diplomacy perspective, but physically. Right? Not like our military right now. Not very strong. Kind of like Panda Bear. He should probably practice what he preaches. But we have good old you. And just to let you guys know, how are we going to handle this? Well, Joe's pretty straightforward. He drew a line. He said it's going to defend Taiwan if attacked by China. So get ready, kids. So when I say I told you so, I told you so. Remember right now? Yeah? Rewind the tape. Oh, and remember how I was talking about these little guys, these little warplanes? Well, they've doubled them just in 2022. Name your sources. The Guardian. China's warplane incursions into Taiwan air defense zone doubled in 2022. They are getting ready. Your head is currently in the sand. The military ramped up sorties and launched the largest war game in decades. Yep, to protest against a visit by, thanks Nancy. But as the article goes on to say, China sent 71 warplanes to conduct a strike exercise. And if it's an exercise to strike, that means they're going to strike. This is just like, oh, hey, what a quinky dink on December 25th in response to what it describes as escalating collusion and provocations by Washington and Taipei. Hopefully, I pronounced that all right. And looks like Biden's giving your money over there too. Only $10 billion. Oh, and just in case you thought China was bad, a lot of people are saying, no, what's going on in Russia is bigger. We have live coverage of it. It's probably live coverage of the market. Market not doing what they wanted to do, but that's okay. You can make money going down. Isolated and humiliated. Russia is the biggest, I added the word the, it just sounds better, is biggest geopolitical threat of 2023. So I guess we should be worrying about Russia and China. And I'm pretty sure you guys did catch this last night. Was it yesterday? Ukraine strikes Russian forces. Deadliest attack in months. This was the big one. If I know you and you know me, you can't. You don't want to back a rat into a corner too far. I mean, Vlad has a lot of stuff, you guys. But hey, what do I know? I am not a military expert, but when military experts tell you that the preparations for war, I think we should listen. And I don't think Vlad is going to do well with being looking like, I can't use the word, a little child, or a dog that is in heat, right? You pick up what I'm throwing down, which I think you are, and you're pretty pessimistic. It says here, you want to know what? Here, 90% expect political conflict in the United States. I mean, look, this is not, welcome 2023. Can we make 2023, 2019? Can we go back 2019? Yes, that's where I want to go. And everyone was complaining, like, oh, you just wait. And every year after year, it just gets worse and worse. Americans largely pessimistic about U.S. prospects in 2023. And also, I have reports that you guys are all doing gig jobs now. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if I could use that, can I still say those words? Gig jobs aren't, it's temporary. You need passive income. You can't just, okay, I'll just make a delivery. You gotta start the business that makes the delivery, right? You gotta sell stupid plastic things of gold on eBay or Amazon or whatever, like that. You just click a button, or you pay someone to click a button, then you don't have to do it. You regularly run out of money. Yeah, that would be everyone, and have to rely on stimmies. Oh no, that's at the end of the year. On credit cards, which you've already maxed out, your savings is gone. Year over year, I've never seen charts worse than what is currently taking place on credit cards or family. You're asking for, Mom, Dad, I need help. All adults. So we got disagree, somewhat agree, and strongly agree. I'm going to go with that, because if you call me or you call anyone, because you have a little bit of pride. You're like, oh, I somewhat, right? I'm going to go those two together. So 16 plus 22, I don't know. I'm going to say it's around 40% of all adults need gig work. This is crazy. And then millennials, you guys are gone. It's the baby boomers, right? The ones that understand compound interest. Or you make money as a gig worker and then you invest it. And I'm not saying save. I don't save money. That's stupid, because this, okay, that they teach you in school. Well, I didn't. I told them this is not money. This is just sheets of paper. This is just plastic, and this is money. Okay, this will stay the same. This will just retain its value. That's it. It's what it was designed for. It's things like investment vehicles like this. Like this is a 1-year yield, which is getting almost 5%. I'm going to chuck some cash at that. Give me my 5%. I don't know if it's going to hit. It's probably not, but that's okay. But that's what we do. You take this, okay, all right, from your gig job, and you invest it. And then let's say it gets up to $1 million. And then every year it pays you interest. And then you use that passive income, that interest, to be able to pay for the stuff you want. And it's like a magical ATM. And here, I will show you the magical ATM where you put grandma's $5,000 in there, whatever, from gig work, and you just let it sit there and you let it roll. Now, I know 25% you're going to have to work on it. That's why I have you take my courses, so you can know when to buy, when to sell. You just keep doing it. It's not so passive because you're going to have to work at it, but it's okay. You'll kill it. I mean, try to get 1% a day. I have a Bravo's daily watch list. They do very well. Just take a look. Link in the description. But at $5,000, you don't have to add to it. Nothing. That's it. People are like, save every year. If you were to save every year, this number would be extremely higher. I just said $5,000. Maybe your mom and dad gave you $5,000 and they put it in an account or whatever. Your dad worked a little bit at it over 24 years. You're 24 years old, and you look at your account. You have over $1 million in there. And then we can go another year. You want to see another year? Let's say we add another year. It goes from 1 million to 1.3. You want another year? Let's do a couple more years. We go 1.3 to 2 million. You see, and that is why the rich get exponentially rich, because they understand how this works. But it does not work if you look like this. This is what you currently look like. U.S. personal savings as percent of disposable personal income, you're in the toilet since forever. It's bad. So you need to start now. And I know some of you guys are like, well, I'm going to, once these next stimmies, then I'm going to do it. That's just like, hey, we're day 3. How's your diet going? But it will take you buckling down. You get up in the morning, you rise and shine, you open your phone, you sit on the toilet like, okay, what What trades am I making today? You make a couple, you go to work, you do what you do, and it becomes a habit. You create habits, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, where'd those millions of dollars come from? And that's why I created this channel. That's why I taught it in high school, in college, everywhere I go. I will tell you, the older you get in life, you see that number? Yes, it goes up exponentially. So then, just so you understand it, just $5,000 from grandma. I'm just going to go one more year. We're at $2 million, right? Recalculate. So now you can spend $584,000 this year, and your magical ATM doesn't even go down. It's just still, I still have $2 million in there. And if you spend a little less, it makes even more. But yes, it does require work. My apologies. You can't just sit there and wait for a stimmy. That won't work either. And I love you guys, and that is why I work every single day. Oh, if you could maybe like or subscribe, that really, honestly, it does. It helps me out mentally, emotionally. I would appreciate it, and I will see you tomorrow.